Hello, and this is the first integration example that we're going to look at. We're going to integrate an expression of power terms. So the rule that we're going to use for power terms is integrating power terms, we increase the power by 1 and we're going to divide by the new power. Now, since this integral, you can see the sign there, that's the integration sign, that combination is the integration sign. Since this integral doesn't have any limits at the top and bottom, that means we have to add plus c to our answer. Okay, if there are no limits here, if there's nothing at the top and bottom of this elongated s, then we have to add plus c to our final answer. So let's do this now, and we have the integral of 4x squared minus 3x plus 1 dx. And since we've got a combination of addition and subtraction in here, we can just integrate one piece at a time. And this is really the only time when integration is easy, when you have power terms and you're integrating one piece at a time. So as we integrate, we now drop the s and the dx, and we apply these instructions instead. So for each x, we're going to keep the 4. Anytime we have a constant, we're multiplying by a constant, we keep it. So for each x, we increase the power by 1. So x squared is going to become x cubed, and we divide by the new power. Same thing here, we keep the negative 3. For the x, increase the power by 1, so it was x to 1. Increase the power by 1 is x squared, and divide by the new power. And then the last term, the 1 is a constant, and for constants, what we do for constants is we just multiply by x, or whatever the variable is. In this case it's x. So this is going to be plus 1x, and then at the end we add plus c. We don't add plus c to each of them, although we could. We just add plus c at the end, and plus c stands for a constant. It's an unknown constant. We don't know exactly what its value is. It can, in fact, in this case, be any unknown constant. And the reason for that is that if we differentiate this new expression, and it includes a constant, then the constant will go away, and what we'll be left with when we differentiate this is what we had originally in the question. Okay? So if we differentiate the answer, it takes us back to the question, and therefore this, what we have here as part of our answer, not the plus c part, but this 4x cubed over 3 minus 3x squared over 2 plus 1x is known as the antiderivative of 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. So just to be clear on what these mean, because they're slightly awkward terms. This is the antiderivative of what we had originally was 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. Now if we take the whole thing, and people could argue about this because it's a fairly tenuous enough definition, but if we take the whole thing, we could call it the indefinite integral of 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay, people might disagree over this, and it's not a huge thing, but when we talk about an antiderivative, I tend not to include the plus c. If we talk about an indefinite integral, I include the plus c, but that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. It's not, don't make it any more complicated than that. Okay, there you go, that's number 1.